Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103GBFRocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Please welcome to the show, Big Stevie Cool, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
No matter what I say right now, it's better than what Paige said to start Smackdown. So I feel good. I feel good.
Paige's show is like watching one of those like Netflix documentaries that's from like a different country. And I if the only chance I stand of getting through it is if I turn the closed captions on.
I can't handle it. Did you hear her call Samoa Joe Samoa at one point? When Samoa showed up at your house, I was like, this is. You know what I did? She said, because I was watching it a little later. I put the kids to bed and I'm watching it. So every time she comes on, it's just standing there. I pull up her porn and I want to watch her porn while she's on TV.
You know, I have kind of a hot take on this. Since we're talking about the porn, and I do feel like, and I said this last week, every single week she's looking more and more like a porn star.
Yeah,
I believe that when she is released, I think that we'll see a legit Paige porno.
We've already seen what we need to see, but yeah, it'll be better camera.
Yeah,
better camera action.
Like a vivid video or whatever. You know, hopefully she doesn't have a Hall of Fame ring by that point where she makes this appear like like Sonny did. But yeah, she pooted, pal.
She pooted.
She pooted. Anyway, I'd love to talk about SmackDown. I don't mind getting things started. I thought that unlike Raw, SmackDown has done a very good job maintaining the heat they have going into Super Showdown, and they're doing a much better job of keeping me interested in their broadcast than Raw is.
I think the 2 hours has a lot to do with it. I give the nod to Raw this week.
You're kidding me.
Dude, you hated Raw more than anyone else I talked to. Like, you hated it, and I get it, but I didn't hate it. And SmackDown was kind of boring. SmackDown was really boring to me. Like, it was really boring. I thought the Aiden English, Rusev stuff bored me. The New Day stuff flat out sucked. Like,
the New Day stuff I'm going to give you.
I was just bored with a lot of it. The Randy Orton was the highlight of the show, which is crazy for me to say, but Randy Orton and Ty Dillinger were great, I thought.
Yeah, they were great. I agree.
Yeah, the end of the show was good, but I didn't think SmackDown was bad. I liked Raw more. I did.
This week I would call a no-brainer. To me, it was one show was good and one show was bad.
Yeah, you thought Raw was super bad.
I mean, I wouldn't give it an F, but I didn't think it was good. I wouldn't even say it was fair. I thought it was, and it's not only that, it's just on this streak of just several bad shows in a row. But I thought SmackDown was, I would say, good. I was going to say fine, but fine I consider to be like, just baseline. There's good and there's great. It was definitely good in my opinion.
I had a hard time getting through it. The R-Truth mixed tag match I was bored with.
I thought you love him.
Well, I do. I loved him, but the match itself, like, I don't know. And then I didn't dig the match. And then I don't like mixed tag matches. I just don't. And then Andrade lost, and I was like, that's weird. Okay. Then New Day sucked the life out of me. I mean, they sucked the life out of me. Daniel Bryan, Shelton Benjamin was a good match. Didn't have any heat for me. Oscar Peyton Royce.
It didn't have any heat. I thought that when Shelton got the win, it was pretty exciting. I don't know. To me, all so many matches were better on SmackDown. I thought that Orton and Dillinger was probably the match of the night.
That was great. That was fun because it wasn't even a match. They just went nuts.
And it wasn't even long. Like they did more to me in whatever it was 5 minutes than Ambrose and I can't even think. Strowman did in half an hour.
Yeah, but see, I just thought I thought Ambrose and Strowman, where you didn't like that first hour Raw, I thought that first hour Raw was super fun. I just felt my complaint was that the Shield stuff took over too much of the show, more than just that hour. But I thought the first hour of Raw was fun. So I enjoyed that first hour of Raw more than any point of SmackDown last night.
Okay. I mean, wow. I disagree. I just disagree whole hog on this one, pal. But that's fine. That's what we do the show for.
Although I will say this, I'm more interested in the SmackDown matches at Super Showdown than I am the Raw matches, just because they seem to mean more, and I've seen the ones that Raw's given me too many times already. Like, I don't know. I'm burning out on the Shield here.
Dude, the Raw is the Shield. That's all we're getting. Their angles are so burnt out to me. And yeah, I know that we're about to get, AJ and Joe 4 or whatever we're on, but I don't know. They're doing a great job of keeping that fresh and not feeling old.
Yeah, that's fresh. That, to me, that is a naturally progressing feud. 4 matches doesn't feel like 4 matches when they just always seem to. And now it's no DQ, no count out. Like, it makes sense.
I almost thought they were going for like a buried alive match almost, but no, it was, I don't know. I'm into it. I'm into, I know Brian's still feuding with the Miz. Miz was great on commentary. Yeah, I mean, I really preferred. There's no way I can back up on this one. I really preferred SmackDown last night.
I do love the Miz. I do love the Miz. Do you think there's any way to fix New Day?
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably splitting them is the way to go. But if you want to just keep them as they're just weird. And if you could keep, like, back in the day, they were weird and it was working. And now they're just like avant-garde. I don't understand what's happening weird.
They're so weird that I barely even, I don't even get half their references.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gone off the rails, I think. And I know that they're trying to introduce us to like their version of a Ralphus, but Booty's-worth just isn't doing it for me.
I agree with you there. I'm not going to contradict or dispute anything you're saying about the New Day. Some of the stuff, though, I will take some exception to, and we can get to them when we get to them. What did you think? Because I liked what happened with Aiden English, Lana, and Rusev with One Night in Milwaukee. It sounds like you disagree.
I mean, it was okay. It just, for me, I think what it is, and the sum of these are greater than their parts. I can't handle the fact that it was like, coming up, we have the Becky Lynch surprise. Coming up, New Day Cooks. Coming up, Aiden English, One Night in Milwaukee. It just felt like too many in a 2-hour show. And we started the show with a terrible Paige thing. Like, it just seemed like so many segments, not enough action. And on a Raw show with 3 hours, you can spread that out a little bit more. But holy cow, like, Raw doesn't have any of that fun stuff. And SmackDown seemed to have too much of the fun stuff. And I didn't necessarily dislike the Aiden English Rusev stuff. It just, that with the New Day and the surprise and all the, I'm just like, God almighty, this is bad. I just was over it. I was over all of it.
So you thought when you say action, you wanted more in ring?
Maybe. I don't know. I just wanted less, like, I don't know. I just felt like they had too many skills. It felt more like an SNL than a wrestling show to me.
Okay. Okay. That's valid, I suppose. But the episode of SNL last night was better than the wrestling show on Monday. My opinion. So
SNL hasn't been doing it for me lately, and it has nothing
SNL. We love it.
It has nothing to do with politics. Like, I don't mind making fun of Trump. Like, and the Trump stuff makes me laugh. Like, some people are like, I don't like SNL anymore. They're not funny, and it's politically charged. For me, I don't know. I'm just not into SNL these days, and I used to love the show as much as you.
So with the way we've talked about before, the way I like my stories to progress on television, I don't even know why we've made the reference, but we always call it like the Razor Ramon 1, 2, 3 kid way of slow building a feud.
Because we watched that together again, and it really is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Just a little bit every week. And so I can concede that a little bit with Aiden and Rusev. I guess I just wanted a little bit more from it last night.
And like, I know, so like, I was talking to Brittany because Brittany, she doesn't care. We were working on wedding stuff while SmackDown was on, and she more than me. And she was saying like, "Oh, what do you think? Or what's it gonna be?" or she's like, no, she's like, is it going to be like Triple H and Stephanie? Because she knows that's my favorite segment in the history of Raw. So I've shown her that before. And I was like, there's no way they're going to do that now with it being 2018 and a PG show. They're not going to make rape stuff happen, or probably even sex stuff happen. So
yeah, they're not going to do the I married the knocked out girl in 2018.
Yeah, I gave her a date rape drug and then married her in Las Vegas, and then not did we, but how many times did I rape your daughter? He said consummate the marriage. That's a direct way. He's like, and Dad, not did we, but how many times did we consummate the marriage?
Oh, I raped your little girl.
Yeah, exactly.
A bunch.
So I was like, that's not going to happen in 2018. First of all, with I'll just say the political landscape, and then also with the PG products, not going to happen. So
I think it's obvious what's going to happen.
Me too. But to me, it was done the right way, and they didn't blow their wad this week or last week. They're letting it build, and I'm totally into this. I like the way they're telling the story. And go ahead.
They didn't blow their wad. They didn't consummate the marriage.
No, they didn't blow their wad.
I got one word for you. Consent.
Hashtag me too. I'm serious. Go back and watch that segment. It's just so rapey now.
It doesn't play well in 2018, pal.
No, exactly. So I love this show. For just we can talk like wrestling fans. I love it.
A lot of wrestling doesn't wear well in 2018,
especially the Attitude Era stuff.
Oh, baby, does it not?
So when you combine that with a lot of people are praising. Okay, Becky Lynch did a fine job. I actually didn't think it was that great of a segment.
Can't believe it ended the show.
Also, AJ Styles was fine. I wouldn't say he was great or bad. I liked that he was at his house, and that explained why he wasn't there. I kind of liked where he went with like, I am not guaranteeing anything until I know Joe is on a plane to Australia. Like that. No. And the home setting was cool.
No, Joe, did you think Joe was going to show up at his house last night? I did.
I didn't know. And that's cool.
I had to look this morning to make sure he didn't, because we had tornadoes and crazy lightning storms here last night. And so my taping cut off right at the very end when like Charlotte and Becky are fighting. So I was like, if this doesn't end the show and they end it with Samoa Joe and AJ, I won't know. But they never went back to that, did they?
No. And again, it goes back to what I like in the way I like my wrestling to play out on television. First, it's Joe saying, I'm going to be at your house. Then he doesn't go. Then he does go. And now AJ won't come to the building because he's staying home. And now they're going to meet on Saturday. And it's like, this is what I like in wrestling storytelling.
And what I really like about this Super Showdown is, and the big difference between that and the Greatest Royal Rumble is that they're putting a real match with real stakes on the card. Like, I don't think anyone can look at this and say it's just a glorified house show. It may be treated as such, but this show, like, this could be the last match between these two, at least for a while.
I feel like whenever the title change happens, will be, because I think AJ probably deserves some time off. I feel like it's too soon to tell, because remember what you were expecting going into the Greatest Rumble. You weren't expecting a glorified house show, and you got one.
And I got one. So I think they're not, and that was a big complaint by a lot of people. And I wonder if they're going to try to make it not seem so much as much this time. I'm not getting my hopes up.
It makes it tough to predict for us on Friday, I feel like.
It does.
So there's that. Yeah, what else? Hold on, let me see. Oh, the Randy Orton stuff. We both agreed that was good. So I'm over here like, that's my justification for saying it was the much better show this week. If I didn't convince you, I guess I can't, but I just think that, to me, it was a no-brainer.
What you're forgetting is I don't have the same feelings about Raw as you. Like, I really enjoyed last night's SmackDown, and I agree with everything you said. but I loved the first hour of Raw. The Kevin Owens stuff was really good. The ending was fine for me. Like, other than a couple things that made no sense to me, like some of the lackluster stuff, I just liked Raw. Raw was a good show. I had a harder time getting through 2 hours of SmackDown than 3 hours of Raw, which is not often.
This is, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is just a time where I disagree, a 10.
By the time we got to Peyton Royce and Asuka, and I knew that the last segment was also going to be a women's segment, I was like, oh my God, I don't even want to stay awake for this.
Okay. You know, this one, I mean, I know that I feel like people oftentimes will agree with you in the post show, but
they might not this time, because you like a lot of the good. There was good stuff last night. There was.
Curious as to which show you guys thought was better, the 3 hours of Raw or the 2 hours of SmackDown. Jerry is firm that Raw was better. And I will say that the post show seemed to like Raw more than I did. So there's definitely that. But I thought the 2 hours of SmackDown was so much better. And I'd love to see what you guys think, because
you wouldn't give Raw the time of day. You wouldn't even give Raw a date rape drug and take it to Vegas and try to marry it like Triple H.
No, I would not do that.
You would let Test have Raw.
Test, you can have it.
You can have it, Test. Poor Test. No one ever talks about Test anymore.
You know what he's doing now, right?
I don't.
He's pushing up daisies, pal.
Oh, is he dead?
Yeah. That's why people might not be talking as much about him.
R.I.P., pal. Rip, Test.
Rip, pal.
Rip, pal.
Listen,
so sorry.
When
are we doing the prediction? How many matches are on this son of a gun? 5 a.m. it starts.
It sounds like you're going to be up at 5 a.m. watching it too.
I don't know. 8 a.m. maybe.
Please no spoilers, because I have 2 appearances to make this weekend. I won't be getting started until Saturday night, but I will probably have it done by Saturday night, I would think.
You and I have a really cool agreement. We always, if we're going to send a spoiler, we usually send a preemptive text that says, hey, did you see? Hey, where are you? You know, one of those. Please, I'm begging the post-to-post universe. I love when you start message threads. I love when you comment. I love when I get texts from you guys. It's pretty awesome. Don't you dare. Don't do it to me and Rob this weekend, because you don't. What if something happens and I don't watch it Saturday morning? I don't want to be seeing what happened at noon when I didn't see it yet. No spoilers. We'll talk about it on Monday.
Till Monday, exactly. That's when we can spoil. Because I might not get around till Sunday.
Well, Sunday I'll send one that says, like, hey, did you at least?
If you want to see
where are you? Sometimes I can't help myself.
I know.
Like when they're ripping ears off in cells, I have to write to you like, oh my God, I could have barfed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
by the way, the finger move last night didn't make me cringe, because I knew that was being worked really big time, but it's still a smart spot. Like,
still got the job done.
I love it. I love Randy Orton just coming up with new ways to disfigure and dismember and be a prick.
Man, SmackDown was so good last night, and you're just over here poo-pooing it.
I'm not. Not once did I poo-poo.
You poo-pooed.
I said it's a good show. It's the difference to me between like saying one of them was, it's like me saying like I love both my kids the same, but really I like one a little more than the other. Usually, it changes week to week, much like this. But
I've never heard you say as harsh words of Allison as you have about SmackDown.
It's Evan that's the prick, pal.
Oh, are you for real?
No, not at all.
I was going to say.
I love both of them, but they are pains in the butt.
Oh, I can tell, but I mean that they're kids. But Evan's your favorite.
That's not true.
You won't say it.
You can't say it, because Allie's been saying it lately, and I'm like, that's not true.
Hey, I'm the second favorite of my mom's.
He's just more fun to do stuff with. It's not my fault.